We begin tonight with the sudden death of San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee. He was the city's 43rd mayor, serving nearly 7 years in office, presiding over changes that would reshape San Francisco. He is survived by his wife Anita and their 2 daughters, Tanya and Brianna. Team coverage tonight with reaction on the mayor's untimely death, his legacy, and how the city will move forward. We begin tonight with 9 Beat's Joe Vasquez at City Hall. Joe?
Veronica, all evening we've been watching as folks have been bringing bouquets of flowers and lighting candles right here in front of the building where Ed Lee worked the better part of 3 decades, and now he's gone. From the front steps of City Hall to the front gate of the mayor's house in Glen Park, there's an outpouring of love and gratitude tonight as the shock of the sudden death of Mayor Ed Lee sinks in. The mayor was shopping at Safeway when he collapsed around 10 o'clock last night. Paramedics reported he was in cardiac arrest. They rushed him to the hospital where he died just after 1 o'clock this morning.
I don't know San Francisco without Ed Lee. He has been a part of everything. He was at one time human rights director. He was head of public works in my administration. He became the CAO for the city, and I participated in helping him become the mayor. So I can't imagine the city without Ed Lee.
This afternoon, police officers escorted the mayor's body, draped with an American flag, to a funeral home in Daly City. Along the route, firefighters stood saluting on freeway overpasses. As San Francisco's first Asian American mayor, Ed Lee was an inspiration for many, especially in Chinatown, where he worked as an activist before his long career at City Hall.
The mayor was a tireless advocate for tenants, for immigrants, for the disabled, for the disadvantaged. We feel like we're at a loss, but we feel honored by his legacy.
A political moderate, the mayor sometimes found himself at odds with progressives and also other Asian American leaders. Tonight, there is a call for unity.
This is a sad moment for the city and county of San Francisco, but at this time, it is more important than ever for us to come together to stand behind the family of Mayor Ed Lee and expressing my sincere condolences to his family, his colleagues.
Ed was not a politician. He did not always deliver the best soundbite or carry the room with unspoken charisma. What mattered most to him always was helping his fellow San Franciscans.
London Breed, the president of the Board of Supervisors, is now San Francisco's acting mayor.
I ask for your patience, and I ask for your support, and I ask for your prayers.
She has a full schedule fulfilling the duties of her new position tomorrow as she and her colleagues continue to mourn.
At 65, he clearly died much too early. He clearly had a lot more to do and a lot more to give to the city.
City officials are still working out the funeral arrangements, in part because it happened so quickly, and it's just so hard to believe. Mayor Ed Lee, dead at the age of 65. Reporting live on the Night Beat, I'm Joe Vasquez.
Now, in honor of Mayor Lee, flags will be at half-staff for the next 30 days. And check out tomorrow's front page of the San Francisco Chronicle. It reads, Mayor-led city in time of change. It's not just San Francisco that is undergoing a transformation, but the entire Bay Area. Night Beat's Mark Sayer continues our coverage tonight from San Jose City Hall. Mark?
Well, Veronica, the passing of Mayor Lee is being felt by his fellow big city mayors. By all accounts, Mayor Lee was the leader unifying mayors in San Francisco and Oakland on issues common to all 3 cities. In 2015, Mayor Lee appeared on KQED Public Television with San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo and Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf, saying the 3 were teaming up to form a regional coalition.
When we do all of this together, we raise the entire Bay Area to compete on a worldwide level, because every company that is now established in any of our cities, they think globally.
Over the years, the 3 mayors worked together on an ongoing basis on shared areas of concern, including affordable housing and transportation.
Well, I lost a good friend, but San Francisco's lost a great champion.
Mayor Liccardo says Lee was a friend, a mentor, and a fierce advocate not only for San Francisco, but for the quality of life in the entire Bay Area.
He was so collaborative, and he cared so much about working together. And it's a great legacy of his, that collaborative leadership.
And today, Mayor Libby Schaaf revealed a plan hatched by Lee for all 3 mayors to go to the wine country as a show of support for fire victims and to help get the tourism economy back on its feet.
He and Sam Liccardo and I were going to drive up to Napa to have dinner at a restaurant in the Napa Valley just to send the message of our solidarity with the mayors who went through such tragic losses in that fire. That's just the kind of generous, giving, thoughtful person that Ed Lee was.
Is another example of how Ed was always concerned about how we can bring people together.
Now, tonight, Mayor Liccardo says he has spoken to Mayor Libby Schaaf of Oakland and says that planned dinner in the wine country is a definite possibility at some point down the road. Of course, for now, the focus on Mayor Lee, his family, and mourning not only in San Francisco, but around the Bay Area. Reporting live in San Jose on The Night Beat, I'm Mark Sayer.
All right, Mark, thank you. And Senator Dianne Feinstein tweeted this today. The passing of Mayor Ed Lee is a very sad day for San Francisco and all of us who knew him. And then from Governor Jerry Brown, Ed was a true champion for working people and epitomized the California spirit. Reaction is also pouring in tonight from the people who knew Mayor Lee outside the office. Night Beat's Jackie Ward with that story.
In a city that's home to hundreds of thousands of people, Glen Park is a tight-knit neighborhood that Ed Lee called home for decades. Some of the local vendors here said that it wasn't unusual to see Mayor Lee bopping around this area, running errands like everyone else. Richard Tarlov co-owns Glen Canyon Market and saw him just a couple of weeks ago.
I was just stunned that suddenly he's gone, because I was really kind of thinking about what a great job I thought he was doing for our city, actually, in a really difficult, turbulent time.
Leo Parker says he's been delivering Mayor Lee's packages for 30-something years. Leo said he'll never forget when the mayor personally went down to the UPS facility after the shooting there a few months ago to specifically check on Leo.
As far as I'm concerned, he's always been a great guy, and always kind and thoughtful. So when he came down to, personally ask if I was okay, I have a lot of respect for him.
Small business owners had respect for him, too. They saw Mayor Lee's support frequently, and that really meant something.
The tone that Mayor Lee set was across the board just a really good and healthy one. I really appreciated his representation of all the different parts of the city.
And people who live in Glen Park tell me you could always count on him for a smile. In fact, when Leo told the mayor his buddies didn't believe he was the mayor's UPS driver, Lee agreed to take this selfie as proof.
One day I was trying to catch him in the morning and he had just taken off, but I left the big flat screen TV by his garage door. And when he saw me later about it, he laughed about it. He was like, good spot.
That's how Glen Park is remembering their neighbor as the regular guy who really cared for his home and the people who live in it. I'm Jackie Ward on The Night Beat.
Over his long career, Ed Lee left his mark on just about every corner of the city. As a young lawyer, he joined the San Francisco Asian Law Caucus in the 70s. By the 90s, he headed the city's Human Rights Commission. He also served as public works director and as city administrator before taking on his final role as mayor. Among his biggest projects, the Central Subway linking the Caltrain depot to Chinatown. It is slated for completion in 2021. He also helped bring the Warriors back to San Francisco, spearheading efforts to build the basketball team a new arena in Mission Bay. Lee himself called it his legacy project. Also part of Mayor Lee's legacy, the downsides of rapid growth. Despite years of effort and hundreds of millions of dollars, homelessness is still a crisis and housing prices have skyrocketed. But the mayor never gave up trying to solve those problems. In his final tweet, he wrote, "Today we introduce legislation to recoup costs from landlords who illegally house people in unsafe dwellings. We need to continue to build safe housing at all income levels. #housing for all." So who picks up where Mayor Lee left off? Well, right now, as Joe mentioned earlier, the acting mayor is Supervisor London Breed. But as Night Beat's Melissa Kane reports, selecting a permanent mayor is a complicated process.
So Mayor Ed Lee is termed out, and already on the books is an election in November of 2019 to elect a new mayor of San Francisco. That's already scheduled. It will still happen. But because now we don't have a mayor who's been officially elected, we need to elect one. So to find someone who will serve from 2018 to 2019, we're going to have an election in June of 2018. That's what we've learned today. June 5th, 2018 is going to be the election for the person who's going to serve that final year.
Now, the board can elect an interim mayor to serve until the June election or allow London Breed to remain as acting mayor and the president of the Board of Supervisors. Also tonight, no word yet on any funeral plans for Mayor Lee.